All right, everyone. Welcome back to another stream. It is a pleasure to be streaming once again, and thank you for tuning in advance. We are here live again to watch along the F1 2025 Circuit of the Americas qualifying session. And wow, what an eventful day we have had today already. With the sprint race earlier today, I am quite excited to watch this qualifying session with you guys here today. I hope you are too. I am just getting a few things ready. There is still a couple of minutes before we go ahead and start the session. I've got the live and telemetry for you guys on the screen as we did yesterday. And wow, Max Verstappen taking the win today earlier in the sprint. And what an eventful sprint we had. The two McLarens being out in turn one. We all know how accident prone turn one is here at COTA. So we're not really too surprised about today's events. I mean, it was kind of expected, to be honest. And yeah, I thought it was a shame for Hulkenberg. It was his race ruined. But now we move on to the qualifying session itself. We are just 50 seconds with just 50 seconds to go on the qualifying. Let's see how it goes. That reminds me, I actually haven't I have not updated my F1 fantasy team. My fantasy team is I feel like it's quite a solid team, but after today's events, I don't know how it will go. But let's see. We are about to find out. We are on the way with the qualifying, and Esteban Ocon being the first one out on track. I have my stream playing next to me on Sky Sports. It's slightly delayed to the live telemetry, which is a little bit of a shame. So let's try and see how we go. We have Esteban Ocon on used soft tires. Hadjar, Colapinto and Gasly all out on brand new softs, as well as Lawson also. So Ocon taking a gamble with the used softs. I think maybe he perhaps is only trying to set maybe a banker lap and see how that goes, and then after that maybe jump onto a new set of softs. I'm not entirely sure, but let's see how it goes. I'm just having a little bit of a issue with my Sky stream. I have got Sky Sports, but it's not letting me tune into my stream on my laptop. So let's try the tablet, which is a little bit delayed, but we will do the best we can. We'll just use the analytics if we have to, which is what you guys can see on the screen of the stream. So I hope that is all right, and I will do my best to commentate on the events that we got on the screen. How is everyone doing that is watching this stream? Thank you for tuning in. And here we go. I mean, wow, what a grand finale we are having here for this F1 2025 season. It is something that is quite going down quite to the wire. I feel bad for both of the McLaren drivers. I feel like the situation is being somewhat mismanaged by McLaren. But let's see if one of them can pull up the win for this championship. We know that Max Verstappen is closing in behind with all of these circumstances that have been happening. And yeah, he is now within touching distance of these two great rivals at McLaren, the boys. So we have a red flag already. What has happened? So we did receive confirmation that the two McLarens will be going out for this qualifying session. And yeah, so Hadjar seems to be the one that is not moving, and so Hadjar is the one that is not moving. I do not know what has happened to him just yet. Let me just move this window here so that I can have some more control of what is going on with this other window. What is going on here? Oh, why have we got two maps here? We don't want that. Right. What I do want is radio messages, speed trap, transcriptions. Yes. All right. Okay, just having a little bit of a technical issue here. What is going on? Just bear with me a moment, guys. I'll be right back with the video. All right, that's better. Here we go. Yes, so we have had one red flag already. It appears that Isaac Hadjar has binned it on the S's coming out of turn 6. However, we are now back on track. Yeah. Apologies, had to get a little bit of a drink. So no exact explanation on what has happened. I believe he just dropped it coming out of the S's. That is a fast section, and we know how it can be. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, my Sky is playing up. So okay. So we are still in Q1. Yellow flag. No, still a red flag. We have not resumed the session. Isaac Hadger is out, it seems, of this Q1 session and probably the rest of the qualifying. So that is the young Israeli driver out of the session. We are still on a red flag, and as you guys can see on the screen, Hulkenberg in the number one position at the moment. I felt very sorry for Hulkenberg on the sprint. I mean, there was nothing that he could have done on the opening corner of that race. He was a victim as well as Alonso. They had nowhere to go, and yeah, you tend to see that a lot with Kota. You know, all the field bunching up and coming out of turn one, and that is bound to happen at some point, sooner or later. So yeah, it was unfortunate for them, but as it stands, Hulkenberg and Alonso both in P1 and P2. Obviously, we cannot fully count on them staying there for the rest of the session. We know that Max Verstappen has been very strong throughout the whole weekend, as he has been throughout the past few race weekends. And he is very well in the hunt for that top spot in the championship and in the races, as we all know very well. Right. What has happened? I believe that my camera is gone. So let me just fix that real quick. Here we go. Okay. Alright, I'm back. Alright, I'm just trying to understand what is going on with my Sky account. I cannot seem to log in, so just having a little bit of a technical issues at the moment. Okay, it appears that I've been able to log in, and alright, now we are back on the way to watch the qualifying session. So everyone pulling out of their pit boxes and now lining up on the pit lane and getting ready to go. It looks like Lando Norris is going out on a used set of softs, as is... No, both Saubers seem like they're going on brand new softs. The Williams seem like they're going on used. And yeah, pretty much everyone is going on a used set of soft tires, one lap, but used nonetheless. All right, so we are 3 minutes out to the restart of the session. Let's see who is going to be eliminated of the bottom five. I mean, it is very tough to call it at the moment, if I'm honest with you. Although I would probably say that perhaps the Alpines will be at the bottom five there. We all know that they've not been the strongest this season, so it wouldn't surprise me to see them at the bottom of the grid once again. Top spot contenders, definitely McLaren, if they can get their act together. Max Verstappen is obviously a very, very serious candidate for that top spot. We know how threatening he's been to the position of the two McLarens. I believe they are quite lucky somewhat to be, to still be up there in the fight. Had they not sewn up the championship already, they could be in big, big trouble to get it, but they have. So it's like I said in the podcast yesterday with Mish, what is going to happen next year? Because what if another team can get their act together and challenge for the championship? Mercedes could come out of the woodwork and be a championship contender once again. I won't say Red Bull because I don't believe that as it stands, Tsunoda has it in him to be, that rear gunner that Max Verstappen needs to win a Constructors' Championship. But certainly if Red Bull keep going on this upward trend and give Max Verstappen a car capable of fighting for wins, he will certainly be a serious contender for the Drivers' Championship. Nonetheless, we know how he can extract every ounce of performance out of that Red Bull. We've seen it countless times in other seasons, and now this season once again. So it wouldn't surprise me to see him up there once again. But let's see how it goes. I mean, what if Adrian Newey designs a mega car and gives Alonso a championship contender of a car for next season? That could very well be a possibility, right? So let's see what happens. I mean, we are now on the way once again. And off we go to the rest of the qualifying session. Right, what I believe I need to do, I need to make an adjustment here. I need to make an adjustment here. Okay. Let me just apply a quick delay. So I'm just aligning the live timer with the F1 stream that I have on my calendar so that we can have everything nice and synced up together. So let's see how that goes this time around. Has that worked? Let's have a look. 32. Yes, that is pretty much spot on with what I can see on the screen. So it is now looking very, very good, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. Let me just have a look here to line this up. So we are just 1 or 2 seconds out, which I can live with. I think, no, I can't. I need to adjust that. I need to get it perfect because I want to be able to report this to you guys as I see it and as accurate as possible. So let's have a look. 40. Okay, we are still a couple of seconds out. Goodness me. I think 19 is the sweet spot. All right, let's have a look. Hulkenberg again, purple sector. He is doing very well. I do not know what they've done to that Sauber, but it is working wonders. Now he's fighting with the car a little bit as he approaches turn 11. Hopefully can get a good exit going onto the back straight. Oh, we kind of missed the apex there a bit. Okay, now it's basically perfect. I am very happy with that. So Albon setting the fastest purple sector 1. Okay. Perfect. So Hulkenberg setting the fastest purple sector 2. Albon no longer has the fastest purple sector 1. It is Behrman with the fastest sector 1. And now look at this. Sainz is giving a tow to Antonelli and Verstappen on the back straight. I wonder what that is going to do to their times. Antonelli has not set a time yet, so I do believe that he's on his outlap. Yes, he is indeed on his outlap at the moment. Oh, excuse me. Hulkenberg fastest lap at the moment with a 1:34.3. Bortoleto cannot beat that. He is nearly 4/10 away from his teammate. So he's still got a little bit of a gap there to catch up. Now Sainz has aborted the lap and gone into the pit lane. Sainz aborted that run. Now Antonelli starting his first flying lap on brand new softs. Here we go. The young rookie going up into turn 1 on his Mercedes. Verstappen also starting his fastest lap. Behrman moves out of the way nicely, and he has slotted into P2. So the Haas seemingly... Oh, and Ocon in 3rd place. So the Haas seemingly having good pace here at Kota. Let's see what is going to happen with Antonelli and Verstappen as they go into their fastest lap. And wow, Lawson with a 1:34.2, setting the fastest lap. I mean, the times are obviously going to tumble down with track evolution and as the session goes on. And now Alonso taking that fastest lap from him, and nearly 5/10 quicker than the young Lawson. So here we go then. Verstappen, fastest sector 1, misses the apex coming off the back straight. Not the fastest sector 2, but a personal best. Russell goes second, 1/10 away from Alonso. So the old wisely fox Alonso in first place. Russell, second, we already mentioned. Piastri is starting his first flying lap. He is using a second set of softs, it appears, with 3 laps old. Antonelli goes third with a 1:33.9, and Verstappen, unsurprisingly, goes first with a 1:33.59. 1.5 quicker than Alonso, puts him at the top spot for the time being. And Leclerc takes that right back from him, although only 65 thousandths of a second. Piastri does not seem to be his fastest. He has just gone wide off turn 11 and onto the back straight. Managed to do a personal best in sector 1. DRS open, going down the back straight. 324 kilometers, 25 kilometers an hour before he slams the brakes, missing the apex again in turn 12. The back end sliding out slightly. Personal best on sector 2, not a purple sector. But let's see what he can do in sector 3. Going off turn 15, now going on to the very long section of corner 16, 17, 18's got a lot of traffic to navigate. They all get out of the way nicely for him. Coming out onto the last corner. He's fighting the car. He is not comfortable. DRS wide open, and he can only do 5th place. So Piastri in 5th place, 3/10 away from Leclerc in 1st place. No one improving at the moment. We still have 7.5 minutes to go on the clock. Norris on his first flying lap. Let's see what he can do going through the S's in that sector 1. We all know how important this is. You can make up or lose a lot of time. He is nearly 4/10 off Leclerc. He manages to do a personal best. Oh, we got a big... Oh, and he lost it. He lost it. Norris lost, went wide. He aborted the lap. it would have been deleted anyway. But he almost lost it. He lost the back end. He had a tank slapper. Nearly went spinning into a wall. Wow, there was a hairy moment for Norris. Lando Norris has not yet set a fast lap. So he's putting himself at a bit of pressure here. Now in the elimination zone with Hadjar and Sainz, the only other two that have not set a fast lap here. Ooh. So he actually lost it going into turn 7. He got a little bit of a tank slapper. He tried to push on through turn 8, and coming out of turn 8 going into turn 9, he got a more aggressive tank slapper where he almost lost control of the car and span off the racetrack. It doesn't matter because that lap would have been deleted anyway, but he still aborted the lap nonetheless. So let's see what he will do. I do not know whether he will swap his tires once again. Nope, he carries on. So he is going for another lap. Let's see what he can do now. These tires have seen their best. They are 3 laps old, so they won't give him as much performance as a brand new spanking set of tires, but he will have to push on. He has no choice, and he also has no choice but to get this lap in because there are only 5 minutes left on the clock. So he's now set a personal best, 2.5 tenths from his previous best. Now he's gone nicely through the S's, going into turn 11, setting himself up nicely for the back straight. Yeah, he's come out of that straight nicely. Down he goes on that very long straight into turn 11. DRS wide open, foot to the floor, 325 kilometers per hour until he slams on the brakes, hitting the apex nicely on turn 12. Into third 13, getting a purple sector 2, nearly 6 tenths improvement. Wow, okay, he is flying now. Going into that tight turn 15. Now going into that very, very long section of right-handers. Off he goes. He's got no one ahead of him. He's only got 2 corners to go. 19. Now into the last corner. Corner turn 20. Hitting that apex nicely. Straightening up the car as soon as he can. DRS wide open. And he only manages 7th place. So Lando Norris and Piastri not looking dominant and comfortable here in COTA. Meanwhile, we have a bunch of drivers on a brand new set of softs coming out of the pit lane. The 2 Alpines, 1 Racing Bull, which I believe to be Hadjar, Lawson, and everyone out on the track at the moment besides Alonso, Leclerc and Verstappen. I do believe that they are safe, and Hamilton as well, I believe. Yeah. So we have quite a few drivers opting to stay in the pit lane. To be honest, I think they will be fine. Right. Okay, here we go then. Okay, so here we go. Final few runs now. And, oh, look at that. Antonelli and Russell 1-2. But we still have a few other drivers coming out on their fast laps. So, let's see what will happen. Oh, Antonelli hitting the bottom of his car there coming out of turn 8. So he lost a little bit of time there. And yeah, Max Verstappen not improving. Yellow sector 1. I'm not sure if he's going to continue this lap. He's still got a personal best in sector 2. 3/10 of a second down. I don't believe he's getting a pole position for that particular lap, but he should be safe nonetheless. Oh, here we go, fighting his car all the way throughout, always Max Verstappen. We all know how much he likes to have his car on edge, and wow, he still managed to get pole position. I did not expect that. He manages to get ahead of Russell by 1/10 of a second. Behrman, P10. So Hadjar is in the pit lane. Is he out? He's not set a time at the moment, and he's not on track. So he's out. Isaac Hadjar is out of qualifying. Bortoleto, 14th. Will that be enough? Will that be enough? We have a bunch of drivers behind him, and no, it won't be enough. Lance Stroll has just knocked him out. Bortoleto is in 15th place. Lance Stroll in 11th place. Esteban Ocon 16th place, so he's out as well. Not good enough to get into Q2. Liam Lawson coming behind. He's got 2 personal bests, Sector 1 and Sector 2. Is that enough to get him out of Q1? Yes. Gets himself into 5th place. Very, very good lap. He needed that. Alexander Albon, he's currently flying fastest Sector 1 overall, and he has done an extreme job. Congratulations. And Pierre Gasly takes the checkered flag in 7th place. So I believe that he will be safe. Franco Colapinto in 15th place, also out. No, not out, excuse me. He is still on the cusp, but slightly. Alexander Albon under pressure here. He needs this lap to count. Currently in 19th place. Will he be able to pull it off? He's got fastest okay, he managed to keep that in the limits. Fastest sector 1, personal best sector 2. Has he kept? I'm not sure. That was a bit tight there on track limits out of the last corner, but I think he might be okay. Alexander Albon P8 at the moment. Checkered flag is out. So Franco Colapinto is out of this qualifying session. He has taken the flag and is not improving. However, the people behind him can still improve, but I don't believe that anyone behind him is running yet. No, so Lance Stroll out. So Alexander Albon has a track time deleted, so he is out. Yes, I did think that he was close there with the track limit. So yeah, I thought that initially as well. So Alexander Albon out of this qualifying. It will feel like a shame, no doubt, because that Williams has been doing great all weekend long, and his teammate in P9, so he is going to be kicking himself for that. But Alexander Albon out. So the bottom 5 for this week's Grand Prix: Bortoleto, Ocon, Stroll, Albon, and Hadjar all out of the qualifying session in Q1. And in the top step, it is Max Verstappen. in P1. So they are just showing a replay. It was actually, he actually got a track time deleted in turn 15. I personally thought it was in the last corner. He seemed to go wide at the exit of the last corner. But it wasn't. The viewers saw that it was turn 15. And Lance Stroll also had the same fate coming out of turn 12. So quite unfortunate for the Canadian there. So here we go then, on to Q2, a brief break as usual. And we are moving on to Q2 here in Kota. Now just bear with me guys, I am trying. I'm trying to open my own stream here on my phone because I wanted to send this over to okay. Right. So everyone in the pit lane. And the wait begins for Q2 here at the Circuit of the Americas. Just a quick reminder on the track conditions. So the track temperature is 45.6 degrees on the tarmac. Air temperature 34.1 degrees Celsius. The humidity 36%. So ideal conditions for running. No rain predicted for this weekend at all, and the wind is blowing northwest at 11.9 kilometers per hour. So Q2 will start in just 2 minutes. Quick reminder, Bortoleto, Ocon, Stroll, Albon, who had the track times deleted in turn 15, and Isaac Hadjar all out of Q1. So those will be starting at the back. It will be interesting to see what kind of recovery drive that Albon will be able to make. Like I said, I feel like Williams has a good car. As we saw in the sprint with Carlos Sainz getting a P3 here earlier today. Obviously, a lot of fortune for him and misfortune for the likes of the McLaren boys, but it is part of racing. The McLarens are not looking too good, currently sat in P11 and P12. So I wonder if the damage sustained in the sprint qualifying, in the sprint race, is having an effect on the race car here today, which could very well be. We don't know. I'm not entirely sure what kind of damage they had besides the suspension damage from the contact in turn 1. But we will see if they can pull something out of the bag here in this second round of qualifying. So, yes, let's have a look. Just bear with me a second, guys. I'm just swapping my headset at the moment because I want to hear what they are saying here on the Sky. Alright, so here we go. Alright, so Lando Norris is asking for a steering wheel swap. He's saying that the steering wheel grip on the left hand has come off. So he's just radioing his team, saying that he requires a new steering wheel. So they will be replacing that, and it is not great when you need the grip on the steering wheel to get through those corners in the first sector. So he definitely needs to get that sorted out. So they will be making that swap soon. So the Ferrari's coming out. Charles Leclerc is on brand new tires. So is Lawson and Pierre Gasly for this run. Carlos Sainz has used a lot of his softs. All right. So here we go. Ollie Bearman is at the front of the queue and will be starting the first flying lap. So yeah, Don, thank you for letting me know of the delay. I made some adjustments and now they are about as accurate as I could get the time to show. So yeah, I know still a few seconds behind, but I've matched it to my own stream coming off the Sky Sports broadcast. So yeah, we'll just try and manage. Usually you get a delay when you are watching it on a device rather than the Skybox. I've noticed that when I'm watching it on my living room where I've got the Sky device, the time is pretty much, no delays. But every time I watch on my phone, tablet or laptop, there's always somewhat of a delay. But yeah, we'll just try and bear with it as much as we can. So yeah, here we go on to Q2. Now watching Kimi Antonelli, currently fastest in Sector 1. He is now on the back straight coming out of turn 11 at full speed. Currently 325 kilometers per hour top speed before he slams on the brakes. Man, the downforce on these cars must be insane. So purple Sector 2. But, no one else has set a time just yet, a proper time on the board at the moment. The drivers are still coming out, doing their out laps, trying to get adjusted to the track. And I've not set a lap just yet. So yeah, Carlos Sainz fastest in Sector 1 and Antonelli fastest overall at the moment. Ollie Bearman in second place, just under 0.2 behind him. So yeah, George Russell P3. He was not improving. He got a few personal bests, but not overall fastest laps. To be honest, he is on used set of tires at the moment with 4 laps old sets. And apologies, he is on 2 laps old tires. There, Carlos Sainz in P2, just under 1/10 of a second behind him. So he's doing very well. Like I said, I believe that the Williams has a great race car here for COTA. We've seen the Williams make a lot of improvement over the last year or so under James Vowles. Amazing job that he's putting in. And I really, really hope that we can see Williams fighting for a world title within the next 5-10 years at the most. But yeah, let's hope. I think they've got a great driver pairing. Now got a great direction in the team. So I think they've got the recipe to be successful. And wow, Lando Norris goes P1 fastest. 1.6 tenths of a second ahead of Antonelli. Verstappen takes that pole position straight away from him. 1.1 tenth, 1/10 and a half clear of Lando. Wow. Yeah, here we go. Oscar Piastri is not keeping up with those two in front. He's got 2 personal bests, but no purple sectors at the moment. Oscar Piastri on a brand new set of tyres, fighting his way out of the last corner, and he only manages P5, half a second away from pole position, and it's not looking great for Oscar Piastri. He's not looking as comfortable as he did earlier in the season this year. So let's see what happens with 6 races to go. Now Leclerc goes P2. 1:32.8 for Leclerc and a 1:32.7 for Max Verstappen, and Lewis Hamilton goes P4, 2 tenths away from Verstappen at a 1:32.9. So very, very good. So Ferrari are turning up here in Cota finally. And we've just seen Franco Colapinto with a nasty snap of oversteer on the S's of Sector 1. And Pierre Gasly was struggling coming out of the final corner, so he had a lap time deleted. Yuki Tsunoda also not looking comfortable on his car. Yuki Tsunoda complaining on the radio that Liam Lawson is disturbing him on purpose, slowing down in the corners. So always some kind of politics happening here in F1. These mind games. So everyone coming into the pit lane to relax for a few seconds before the final run of Q2, with only under 7 minutes to go. So at the moment, only the two Ferraris on track. They are not doing fast laps, so just in laps at the moment. And now everything is gearing up for that final run of Q2. Yeah, Piastri here at risk. Yeah, Piastri here at risk. Yeah, so the wind is dropped, and so has the temperature on track. And now the track will hopefully be a bit more stable for the final run, and the cars won't be as upset on the corners. All right. All right, so here we go. Sorry about that, guys. I was just putting a post on my Instagram, which you can follow at That's Me GCP. And yeah, here we go. Going for the final run. We have George Russell starting a flying lap. Currently on a brand new set of soft tires. Yeah, here we go. Going on sector 1. It's got personal best 25. Nearly 2 tenths improvement on his personal best. And he goes nearly 300 kilometers per hour as he approaches turn 11. Wow, these cars are just something else. Now if he goes on the exit of turn 11, back straight, DRS open, and now 325 kilometers an hour. Puts on the brakes nicely. Let's see what he's going to do. The back end sliding out a little bit at the exit of turn 12. Less than a tenth improvement in sector 2. Still no purple sectors here for Russell. Let's see what he's going to do in this final turn and final sector. Fighting the car out of turn 20, and he goes 6th fastest. So he should be more or less safe for this qualifying session, I believe. And now here we go. Kimi Antonelli and Hulkenberg on flying laps. Let's see what is going to happen for them. So Oscar Piastri on a brand new set of tires. Both the Ferraris also on a brand new set of tires all coming out of the pit lane. So they do not feel like they have enough juice in their used tires to get themselves out of Q2. So let's see how that's going to affect them for Q3. At the moment, Hulkenberg on personal best, Tsunoda on personal best, no purple sectors for either of them. Let's see what happens. Max Verstappen in the pits. We obviously believe that he is safe. He is, even if he doesn't get P1 now. All he needs to do is get within the top 10 to make it into Q3. But at the moment, no one improving really. Oh wait, I take that back. Antonelli with a session best in Sector 2 with a 37.3. He's moving along nicely in that Mercedes, the youngster. Seems like he's got confidence in that car again, which is good to see. So, Lewis, Ferrari going to be P6 and P8. Well, at the moment, they're sitting strong in P2 and P4. So, let's see what's going to happen in Q3. We'll find out in about 10 minutes' time. So, let's have a look. Hulkenberg, not good enough to be on the top 10, which is a little bit of a shame, but obviously the cars are on a slightly different setup than what they were in sprint qualifying. So, oh wait, no, apologies. Hulkenberg has just started a flying lap, so he is not out at the moment. I take that back. But Hulkenberg has had a bad... Oh, Hulkenberg had a lap time deleted, so he is most definitely out of qualifying. Yeah, he is out of it. TV directors working miracles. Yeah, it seems like they learned the lesson from Singapore, Don. Yeah. Let's hope that they can keep up this good work going forward for the race tomorrow, and that we see more racing than we do of the girlfriends. So let's see, Colapinto out, takes the checker flag. He's in P14th. Now Pierre Gasly setting a fast lap with 2 personal bests in Sector 1 and Sector 2. Let's see if he can get himself out of Q2. No, 14th. So he pushes his teammate down to 15th. Both Alpines out in Q2. which, let's be honest, is a little bit of an improvement given that they've been nowhere this season, most of the time been in the back of the grid, fighting for 20th and 19th place this season in that absolute truck of a car that they have. Lewis Hamilton not improving in Sector 2, although he had a personal best in Sector 1. And Liam Lawson now with lap times deleted. So Liam Lawson also looking like he's out of qualifying because he's not on a flyer lap. And the checker flag is out. So, yeah. So, we're just looking here on the screen. Ollie Behrman. See that? Oof! He had a big snap of oversteer on the Sector 1 S's. Luckily, he is safe and sound in P10. So, wait a minute. Yeah, Ollie Behrman had lap time deleted as well as Sainz, but they are both safe and into Q3. So, just to recap, the outcome for Q2, Hulkenberg, Lawson, Tsunoda, Gasly, Colapinto, all out in Q2. So that is Q2 done, and it's a shame for Nico Hulkenberg after a great start of the weekend that he's had so far up until that turn 1 in the sprint race. But yeah, sadly for him, he is out, and this is Saturday done and into an early shower. So Q3 coming up next shortly, and we have Ollie Behrman, the one Haas in Q3, Alonso, the one Aston Martin in Q3, Sainz, the one Williams in Q3. Then we have both McLarens, Norris and Piastri, Antonelli, Russell in the Mercedes, Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc sitting in P2 and P4 at the end of that Q2 session. And unsurprisingly, Max Verstappen in the top spot at the moment. So is that a foreshadowing of what will happen at the end of Q3? We will find out very shortly. Q3 will start in just 5 minutes, and we have had a wind change now blowing east on the track. So let's see how that is going to affect the drivers going into the Q3, if that will affect their driving style or if that's going to induce more tank slappers on the car. It's going to make them a bit more twitchy for sure. What's going on here? All right, here we go. To sort out, here we go. Just had to sort out a move here. Tads, how's it going, my man? Nice to see you. Thank you for tuning in. I'm all good. How are you, man? And yeah, Piastri has definitely lost his jazz. Yeah, man, I don't know what has happened to him. He looked like he was in control of the season and the championship was basically his until the season break that we had. And since he's come back for the second part of the season, he's not been his former self that we've been used to seeing. And could it be pressure getting to him? Could it be the McLaren politics? I don't know, to be honest. I'll tell you that the situation at McLaren does not look comfortable. Of course, they have the Constructors Championship sorted out and won, but the drivers do not look happy, to be honest. But let's see what happens. I mean, we had a talk about the repercussions for Norris. They have not affected him in the slightest. If anything, the repercussions have been for Piastri, which has affected him more. But yeah, he's sitting in P8 at the end of that Q2 session. It is definitely not a comfortable time for Piastri. Could it be the track also? It could be that, I don't know, maybe he doesn't like this track, or I've got no idea, man, what's going on in the Piastri camp. Piastri seems to be going out on brand new softs, I think that was. No, sorry, I think they're used. I don't know, we'll find out in a second. But yeah, I definitely agree with you. Piastri has definitely lost his jazz. I'm not sure what's going on with him, man. I honestly hope that he can pull through and win the championship. I think out of the guys in contention, he's the one that I would root for the most. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, I hope he wins it and pulls through. At this point, I kind of just want either him or out of the contenders, that is, I just want either him or Verstappen to win it. I don't want Norris to win it. I'm not gonna lie. I can't stand Lando Norris. I think he's such an unbearable character. And yeah, if he wins the championship, I won't be too happy. Ever since he disrespected Lewis Hamilton at the, was it 2023 Silverstone Grand Prix, I think it was. I can't remember. Yeah, I kind of lost respect for him a little bit, to be honest. So yeah, if he wins it, I'll be quite upset. But yeah, how's everyone doing that is tuned in to watch the stream? Don, Lewis, Tads, everyone else. It's good to have you here. Thank you for joining. But yeah, how are you guys doing? How's your days? And what do you think of this qualifying? What are your thoughts on the sprint race that we had earlier? Let me know down in the chat, and we'll have a chat about it. But yeah, here we go. Behrman and Piastri, first ones out on track. They are both on a used set of soft tires. So let's see what happens. Russell, Piastri, Verstappen. Basically, everyone except Sainz and Behrman have new set of softs. Russell has just put on his set of softs for this first run. Let's see how it goes. Yeah, so Leclerc putting on new softs, Mercedes putting on new softs, Sainz putting on used. Piastri has got used, but he still has one set of softs left. Behrman does not have any new sets. Oh, excuse me. Does not have any new set of softs left. Hamilton's on new softs. So a lot of them going for new softs. Verstappen has 3 sets of softs left. So he is sitting in a very, very, very good position for this Q3. Yeah. So here we go. So here we go then. Q3. Ollie Behrman obviously putting in the first sector. So here we go, Piastri on his first flying lap. Once again on used softs, let's not forget. But let's see how he does. It could be that he pulls it out of the bag and gets P1, man. We've seen it countless of times this season that Piastri, he's been nowhere in, Q1, Q2, even the practice sessions, but then it comes into Q3 and he just turns up the heat and manages to pull a pole position out of the bag. So it wouldn't surprise me to see Piastri up there. But as it stands, George Russell in P1, not P1, best sector 1, sorry, with brand new soft tires on his car. Oscar Piastri not fastest at the moment, although he's got a personal best at the moment. Also personal best in sector 2. Ollie Behrman with the fastest sector 3. So he just needs to get something on the board. George Russell fastest sector 1s and sector 2s at the moment. So all he needs is to get a banker lap at the moment. Ollie Behrman in P1, obviously setting the first flying lap of this session. 1:33.1. So the lap times are tumbling down. And Piastri, P2, 3/10 away from Ollie Behrman. So George Russell fastest at the moment. Ollie Behrman, I believe he's had his track time deleted. Ollie Behrman doing very well on that Haas. The Haas running well here this weekend on their home Grand Prix, which is nice to see. I think we all like a bit of Haas doing well. So George Russell under the 1:33 with a 1:32.9. Currently sitting at P1. Max Verstappen going fastest in sector 1, currently on a flying lap. Let's see how he goes. He's on the back straight, going fast. Lando Norris got 2 personal best, sector 1, sector 2. Let's see how he does going into start finish straight. Oh, back end stepping out a little bit. Lando Norris P1 with a 1:32.9 provisional pole position. But in comes Max Verstappen with 2 fastest sectors, 1 and 2. He's coming on that long right-hander. Fastest sector 1, fastest sector 2. I believe that he will beat Lando Norris's fastest lap. And I think he's going to do it quite comfortably. So, yeah. 1:32.5, nearly 4/10. Wow. Nearly 4/10 of a second ahead of Lando Norris. That's very, very good. Oscar Piastri in P7. Wow. But again, he's not put a new set of softs. So he's definitely saving that for the last run. Now currently in the pits. But let's see what he can pull out of the bag. Of course, this compromises him for the race, because he will have no new soft tires for the race. So as it stands, Max Verstappen P1 with a 1:32.5, Lando Norris P2 with a 1:32.9, and George Russell also with a 1:32.96, just behind Lando Norris. But the 2 Ferraris sit in P9 and P10. So a bit more extreme from what we saw in Q2. Oh, okay. Charles Leclerc has spun out coming out of the final corner. So that might explain the bad lap, because obviously he would have lost all the time in the world thanks to that spin. That does explain it. He's nearly 5 seconds off nearly 6 seconds off the pace. So that does explain it a lot. But at the moment, Max Verstappen sitting comfortably 4/10 ahead of the rest. So So Ferrari's wasting 2 sets of new tires, one on each car. But all eyes are now on Oscar Piastri. He has one more set of softs, I believe. So he will no doubt put that in for his last flying run. And now here we go. All of them lining up. The Ferraris are the first ones out. So they obviously want to get in. But I don't know if they will. So Oscar Piastri going second out of the 2 McLarens. And the 2 Ferraris eager to get on track. The first 2 cars on track for this final flying lap. I don't know if that will be much of a benefit or a detriment to them, because they will obviously suffer from the lack of track evolution. By going first, they will be the first ones to finish, and obviously the track might ramp up a little bit, not too much. We've not seen that much here, but every 10th counts in this sport. So let's see how it goes. But Max Verstappen will be the last one out. He is in no rush to get out. He seems to be driving again comfortable, doesn't he, Max Verstappen? It's like he's winning the championship, you know, like he was in those 4 years in a row. So here he goes now, Max Verstappen, and of course he's got a brand new set of softs on the car. I think honestly that he will take P1. I don't see anyone else taking that pole position from him, unless he makes a mistake or something and someone else can sneak in P1. It is definitely Max Verstappen's P1 to lose, if I'm honest with you. I don't think the Ferraris will have it in them. I don't think the Mercedes will either. As good as they have been running, I don't think they're fast enough to get P1. But let's see how Leclerc does. He's currently just started his first flying lap. Well, final, I should say. Unless he goes for 2 consecutive runs. But I don't think he will have the battery to do that. Well, no one will. But let's see. Personal best. 1.5 tenths away from P1. Charles Leclerc going into turn 11. Of course, they won here last year, sorry. So Red Bull giving the hurry up to Verstappen, saying that he's behind schedule. So Charles Leclerc coming out of turn 12 with Max Verstappen in front of him. Let's hope that he can get out of the way. Leclerc personal best in sector 2. So Leclerc on a fast lap. He's only getting PBs. Lewis Hamilton not improving in sector 2. He's got a yellow sector 2. 4 tenths away. So Hamilton is not getting anywhere close to P1. Charles Leclerc will get P2 at the moment. And now Verstappen did not make the flag. So Verstappen did not make the checkered flag. So, oh wow. Okay, well, Lewis Hamilton gets P4 for the time being. And wow, Max Verstappen did not make the checkered flag. So he is at the moment in P1. Unless someone can steal that from him. Wow. No one's getting purple sectors at the moment. Everyone's getting personal bests, but no one's getting purple sectors. George Russell crosses the line to go P3. Ollie Behrman has had a lap time deleted, so he's down to P7, and obviously he's taking the checkered flag, so he's not going to improve anymore. So Piastri not improving in Sector 2. He's got a personal best in Sector 1, but Piastri is not improving. Lando Norris did not improve in Sector 1, Sector 2, but he improves in final sector to go P2 ahead of Charles Leclerc. So Max Verstappen, Lando Norris on the front row, and Piastri P6, only P6. Wow. That is a very big blow for Oscar Piastri. Alonso comes across the line in P10. Kimi Antonelli goes across the line to stay P7. And Charles Leclerc still on track, but he is not on a flying run. Wow. So Max Verstappen got pole position without doing that final run. That is quite both impressive and ridiculous. Wow. Oscar Piastri will be frustrated at himself for not doing better. I'm sorry if you heard that. So, advantage Lando Norris. So, wow. The championship is heating up. It is 7th pole positions for Max Verstappen. And he's hitting the broadcast with Simply Lovely trademark that he always does. So he will be happy with that, even though he didn't get to do his final flying lap. So, yeah. So there's the grid for tomorrow's race. Max Verstappen in P1. Lando Norris P2. Charles Leclerc P3. George Russell P4. Hamilton P5. Oscar Piastri, surprise and shock, the championship leader, P6. Kimi Antonelli P7. Ollie Behrman in 8th. He would have liked to be a few places up, given that the Haas was doing well. Carlos Sainz, we didn't see much of him, comes home to finish in P9 for qualifying. Fernando Alonso P10. So that's your top 10 after this Q3 shootout. Obviously, a reminder of the other 10. Hülkenberg P11, Lawson P12, Tsunoda 13th, Gasly 14th, 15th for Colapinto. Bortoleto comes home in 16th. Esteban Ocon in 17th. That will feel like a blow to him, given that his teammate qualified in P8. Lance Stroll P18, Alexander Albon, my personal disappointment of this session, P19. And Isaac Hadjar, he didn't even set a lap. I am not sure what happened, but he was P20. So that's the grid for tomorrow's race here at the Circuit of the Americas. Thank you so much for watching. It has been a pleasure to do this watch along with you. We are now going to move on to the post-qualifying interviews. I kind of want to see what Max Verstappen will say on his post-qualifying interview. It will be interesting. See what he says. Oscar Piastri looking very, very disappointed. Don, you were saying, I think his car is still damaged from the crash. It could be. It could be that his car is damaged. He did catch a bit of air with a crash, if I'm not mistaken. So that could have damaged more than just, the suspension. The internal components might have been damaged as well, which could have had an impact on performance. Obviously, with such a tight space, only a couple of hours between the sprint race and qualifying, the team didn't have time to take the whole car apart and obviously fix what they needed to fix. So it could be that the car is damaged. We don't know yet. I'm sure they will have another look at the car overnight to ensure that it's in peak performance for the race tomorrow. But overall, I think Oscar Piastri is still not still, sorry. I think he has kind of lost a little bit of his mojo for this second part of the season. So let's see how it goes with only a handful of races to go. Still leading by, I think, 22 points. But yeah, Max is on him. And yeah, now hearing some post-races interviews, Max is talking about the strong winds on the race. Certainly difficult to drive in Sector 1 with tailwinds, he's saying, but he managed. Yeah, saying that I was very lucky to not need that final run at the end of Q3. So, yeah, absolutely. Now he's going to mention on track evolution, which is what I wanted to hear. So Max talking about the tailwind being stronger today and making it harder to control the car, but he's not talked a lot of track improvements. So he can get a little bit of time in certain parts of the track, but because of the tailwind, it makes it very tricky to drive. And we already all know that the Red Bull is already driving on edge anyway, as Max Verstappen likes it to be. But yeah, with the tailwind is even worse. Now hearing Lando Norris saying that it's a bit of a struggle. Well, for some reason, he says. Yeah, well, I guess having a car damage probably makes things trickier, doesn't it? Let's see what happens tomorrow. I think Lando can capitalize here, even if he doesn't finish ahead of Max. As long as he can keep the P2, it'll be obviously more advantageous for him. I don't think Piastri will win the race, if I'm honest. He will have to get past both Ferraris, Russell, his own teammate, and Verstappen, which is all very tricky to do. So I don't know if he's got it in him. I mean, he had a great start in the sprint earlier today, but unfortunately he had that incident in turn 1, which it was a racing incident in my opinion. I don't think no one did anything particularly wrong in that incident. If anything, Lando Norris not getting a great start off the start of that sprint was probably a big catalyst for that. But then again, it's not Norris's fault. It's not Piastri's fault. Norris did run a bit deep into turn 1 at the start of the sprint race, but those things that happen. It's racing. He tried to protect his space and his position, but yeah, these things happen. Charles Leclerc in P3. He seems to be relatively happy, but he's saying that his car is stronger in the race than in qualifying. I think he's got it all wrong because the Ferrari seems to be stronger on Friday than it does on Sunday. So I don't know where he's getting that from, but yeah, nevertheless, let's see what happens. I think the Ferraris can run well here if they don't mess up any of the strategies and things like that. But that's the grid for this circuit of the America's Grand Prix. I will be doing a stream tomorrow for a watch along of the race, so I hope that you guys can tune in for that as well. It'll be a pleasure to have you here. I've been Gonzalo. Thank you for watching this along with me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe and tune in for tomorrow's stream. So thank you so much once again. And as they say in the F1 podcast,